Hello and welcome to the podcast. Okay, Karen.
Okay, Karen.
Okay, Karen.
Okay, Karens.
And we have a very special episode for y'all today. We are celebrating Mother's Day with our most important guest ever, our biggest super fans, not just of Okay, Karen, but our super fans since birth, probably
In life.
in life, our super fans. So we have our moms with us. So this is my mom, Sue Hess, and Angela.
This is my mom, Judy Darrow.
Hello, everybody.
So we are going to be talking tonight about their motherhood of raising us, which is, I'm sure there were some trials in that. I know there were, and motherhood in general. So we want to shout out all the moms, all of the grandmothers, all of the godmothers, anyone who has played that beautiful role of a mother to someone else in their life. So just shout out all of them. Thanks for all of your hard work and your love and dedication. And so that's my big shout out. Angela also has a shout out.
I do. I have a shout out to Leslie's brother, Robbie.
Robbie, thanks for listening.
Robbie, for sticking with us. And you should have subscribed. Thank you.
Yes. And I can say that Robbie will be a shout out that I never forget. So very memorable.
Yeah.
I'm never going to forget his name at this point. So
never in my life.
Positive.
Yeah.
Any other shout outs?
No. Oh, I do need maybe to shout out Georgia, my niece, because you have a microphone and we have a microphone.
How about that?
It's a Frozen.
Oh my
no.
goodness.
Claire can't watch.
So
Yeah, I'm not going to show my daughter this episode because she's already likes this microphone. She'll really like that microphone.
she hasn't played with this microphone probably in
Months.
And I brought it over to my house to have it ready for this episode. And last night she said, "Where's my microphone?"
She missed it.
And I thought, are
Of
you
all the toys, she has like an inventory, a mental
She missed
inventory.
this.
And I thought, and I said, "It's at my house." And John Vincent, of course, is like, "Annie took it to her house." So thanks, Georgia, for letting me borrow Frozen.
Now, does that microphone does it do anything? Does it like echo when you turn it on?
Yeah.
Queen Elsa of Arendelle.
Yeah. Now it's going to take forever to go off.
Okay.
I mean, I think, yeah, there it goes.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, she's going to sing for a while. Yeah.
Okay, we don't need that. My daughter does not need that.
Are you sure? Her birthday is coming up.
I know her birthday is coming up, and you're her godmother, and you're going to get her something. I'm requesting not that. Anything else is fine.
Ask her.
She would love it. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to play a little game that Angela and I made up called Who Knows Us Better? So I'm going to ask a question about me, and Angela and my mom have to answer, and we'll see who gets it right. Who knows Betsy better? I did pretty easy questions. So I'll go first, and then Angela will ask a question, and Miss Judy and myself have to answer of who knows Angela better. So my first question is, it's not very specific, but what was my favorite subject in school?
Well, it definitely wasn't reading.
I'm going to say art.
That was what I was going to guess also.
You can guess that too, Miss Hess, especially if it's right.
Guess. And if it's wrong, you can still guess
I
it.
believe art. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, art. I would have accepted art or math because I really liked math growing up. That was like, I think I liked it because it was like black and white, right or wrong. Whereas like reading and writing, I was always like, I turn in a paper. I don't know what the grade is. I have no idea. Whereas math, I was like, I understand it. I'm doing it. Like it was very easy for me to know and to calculate because I was kind of a perfectionist. So yes, art. Good job. Ding, ding. Both of you got that right.
Okay. Mom and Betsy.
Okay.
What's my favorite color?
Oh, this is kind of hard because like your favorite color in general or your favorite color to wear? Clothes?
No, not wear. That's what I thought y'all would get. Not what I would.
Okay.
Just my favorite color. Yeah.
Yellow.
Mom.
Final answer.
Pink. You're a pink person.
Angela, number one,
Go, Judy.
I can't believe I got that wrong. And number two, I'm so proud of you for making signs.
I was,
And then I forgot to do it.
and look, I colored it in and everything.
Well, good job, Miss
Good job,
Judy.
Miss Judy.
All right, I'm
rooting
down
for
one.
you.
And I know you like pink. I don't know why I thought yellow. There's been discussions in the past about how you like yellow, but
No, yellow's a
Yellow's-
happy
it
color,
is.
but
It's
I
it
love
is a
pink.
happy
Now, I'm
color.
not like Reese Witherspoon and Elle, Legally Blonde pink.
Right.
But she
But
she wanted
but I
a,
like-
her Christmas tree, her third Christmas tree
Oh,
this
yes, we
Yeah.
talked
she
about
wanted
that.
it all pink.
yeah,
And at the last minute decided on traditional red.
yeah,
but-
because it just didn't go fit with my house,
Right,
with the
right.
flow.
With the other trees. It has to match the other Christmas trees.
It has to
obviously.
go. It can't be tacky, I can't have that.
All
Okay.
right. You ready? This is kind
Yes.
of a hard one.
Oh,
What does Betsy spend the most money on?
Ooh.
oh,
What do I spend money on? This now, if you don't know me well, this is a hard question because I'm really cheap. I don't
Yeah,
spend
I
a lot of
know. I
money.
where is most money at?
I am
But-
very thrifty and I don't spend my money easily, except in one area I'm willing to spend money.
Okay. Miss Hess, do you want to answer first or do you want me to?
Yeah, I don't know if she'll accept my answer, but gifts
Okay.
for others is what I would say.
Oh, that's good. I was
Acceptable
gonna say,
answer?
I was gonna say like your crafts or art supplies.
I was torn. Fabrics or
Yeah,
yeah.
because I know she does good with
Mhm.
Hobbies, yeah, like my paint and I know
Yeah,
crafts and
yeah.
stuff, yeah, and gifts for others too. I love giving gifts. But Angela and I both are like that.
Mhm.
Angela spends a lot on gifts too. But number
We're both
one,
wrong.
travel.
Oh.
Angela, I thought you would get that because that is something,
Yeah.
even when I was like a missionary
Right.
at $0, I was like,
So
I'm saving
here's
up.
the
We're
thing.
going on a trip.
But since you're married now to Sean, I'm like, Sean he buys your travel stuff.
I think she considers his money hers.
I
Angela.
still
Don't
spend more
tell
money
Sean.
on travel than I do on those other things, even with that included. Yes. So my husband's money that buys my crafts and my gifts for others and my traveling still is probably the most. so,
Okay.
for sure. And it might
Right.
be, well, not this year. It hasn't been the most for you, Angela. Gifts would probably be the most, but normally
Yeah.
we spend a lot on travel. You and I do.
We do. And you're right. This year we've kind of just saved it because
Oh,
who can go
that's
anywhere?
right.
All right, you're up, Angela.
Okay. What do I wear more in jewelry? Gold or silver?
What do you wear more? We just had this conversation, last Christmas.
Yeah, we
And
did.
you said you like one better, but you wear the other one more. Tricky. Okay, I have my
And it
answer.
might be a trick question. I'm just gonna say that.
Great. Okay, you told me that you wear silver more, but you like gold better. I'm gonna go with gold. I'm just gonna
Okay.
say gold as my answer.
Okay, Mom, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to say both gold and silver because you used to wear nothing but silver. Then you
It
think
is
that
a
you
trick
got-
question.
Oh, it's 2-0.
Angela.
Good job, Judy.
Okay, Miss
It's a
Judy,
trick
can you see the
question.
papers?
She's added gold to her jewelry collection lately, so she wears
Yeah.
it both.
Yeah. Because that's what
Yeah.
you told me. You're like, I really like gold right now, but
Yeah.
I have a lot of silver and I wear it
I
more.
do.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. I'm kind of, I still wear both. And I have a gold watch and I have a silver watch. Of course, I don't wear them at the same time. But when I wear that, then it shows what I'm wearing for the whole outfit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at this. I am
Okay.
not doing well.
That
Although
was,
I feel
I'm
like I
pretty
could get like
impressed.
partial credit for that because it was a good answer.
Trick question.
do I win something?
Oh, do I win something? Yeah, you win a Mother's Day gift next weekend.
You might not have got one, Miss Judy. Apparently, I didn't know that your gift was depending
be
how
on
the
my-
game went.
On my toes, didn't I?
Yeah. Okay. My next one is what sport did Betsy play?
Betsy played
She did.
sport.
She did.
Yes. What does
She was a manager.
coach? Or manager, not coach. Manager
Yes.
and does
Um,
cheerleading a sport?
Manager for soccer. but you didn't play a sport in high school.
Oh, so that's
Because
I
interesting.
didn't say high school.
Oh,
Cheerleading a sport? See, I don't think it is.
I think you're insulting some people, so I'm going to back up and not answer
Yeah,
that.
we just don't talk about that. You just
Yeah.
insulted a bunch of cheerleaders. It is very competitive. I
It
don't think you
is.
understand. Those girls.
Miss Hess,
are-
like really, have you
girls
not
and
seen Bring It
guys.
On?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her watch Cheer on Netflix.
No, I knew it was. You worked your butt off when you were on that team.
You were a
Okay.
cheerleader. I didn't even know you. That's not even fair to ask questions that I didn't even know you.
It is completely fair. Who knows you better? She knew I was a cheerleader, and cheerleading is the correct answer.
Oh, there you go.
But
I
I
was
didn't
a
even.
cheerleader up until I moved to
To-
Gulfport
Well, why didn't you continue?
because it was kind of different. So in middle school, it had a different vibe, and when I got to St. John, it just didn't. I don't know. It felt different. Like the middle school one that I was on was like actually very competitive. Like we had practice like an hour and a half to 2 hours every day in the summer. Like it was kind of right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like the most in shape I've ever been, like all muscle, because it was really crazy. And it was fun and it was more competitive, which is funny for middle school. And then I made the 8th grade team and then we moved to Gulfport and I was like,
Oh, good job, Miss Hess. Just ruined
We
her
got her
life.
uniform. We got her the uniform anyway.
Oh.
I have pictures. I'll show you sometime, Angela. You can see little Betsy as a cheerleader.
Oh,
So
okay.
she's
This
up by
is kinda-
one.
Huh? Okay.
Miss Sue, Mama Hess is up by 1.
Okay. I'm going to put an asterisk on that one, though. Oh, hold on my second.
Okay, Karen.
Asterisks on it.
Sing your sheet.
Okay. Am I more of a morning person or a night owl?
Oh, that's easy one.
Mom said that's easy.
A
I
night
think
owl.
that's easy too. Night owl.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
I'm a night owl, even though I
Thank
wake
you
up
for giving
at
us
5
easy.
o'clock.
to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is my last one.
Oh, okay.
I just
Okay.
had 4. I don't know how many you had.
I had 6, but I can make this one be my last one also.
Get some more of you. I need time to catch up with your mom.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Mine is, what is Betsy's favorite type of food?
Like salty or like a specific,
Or food group like carbs, vegetables, fruits. You have to be
right? Oh, it's popcorn.
Oh my
Or
God.
specific food item?
Okay.
Or
Probably popcorn.
Yes. I would accept like salty snacks, or I would have, if you said something like Mexican, like spicy food.
That's what
I was
thinking.
also thinking
Salt.
like
Always
I
make
said
that.
popcorn, then salsa popped in my head too because I know you like
Yeah.
chips. So
That was kind of, I mean, I knew you both knew that one, but I was like, well, I couldn't think of any more. And I knew the sport one would really throw you off. You'd be like, Betsy
oh my
doesn't play any-
gosh.
She doesn't ever play sports. She likes to sit on the
Okay.
couch.
You were the photographer when you were in college for your household team.
Yeah, but I don't think that or manager counts as playing a sport. Sorry. All right.
But cheerleading does.
Burst the bubble on that one, but no.
She can shut up.
Okay, my last one then. What's my favorite hobby? And I'll take one of 2 that I have written down.
Favorite hobby.
Shopping?
Okay, Mom.
Yes. And reading. You
Okay.
love to read.
Okay. It's cooking.
Cooking or
Shopping.
shopping? Reading was,
Ah.
I actually, when you said that, Miss Judy, I was like, oh, shoot, that's a good one.
Yeah, reading
Yes,
is
she
good, but I
loves to
couldn't
read.
be like cooking or shopping or reading.
You're
So I
right.
just picked the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think it would be like cooking for other people or cooking for a
yes.
event.
Yeah, not cooking for myself. That's not happening.
Not just like weeknight I'm cooking, because
we all know that.
we all know where you're eating on weeknights.
You're right across the street.
I call up every night. What's for supper? Or
Yeah,
I
she
get it
asks me,
text.
what are you having? What are you making for dinner? I tell her, and she's like, I gotta go see what mom's making.
I just added an extra.
Okay, y'all did so good. I'm proud of
Do
y'all.
you have any more, Angela? Do you have one more?
I do.
Or 2 more?
I have what's my favorite holiday?
Ooh,
Oh, I think I know this one.
I don't
Miss
know.
S, you can answer.
I think it's
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Mom.
Oh, shoot, you go to the woods. It's Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I bought
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
First, I was like Christmas, and I was like, no,
Family Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's not only yours, but your brother's favorite too.
Yeah.
And most of the cousins.
It's most
Yeah.
of the
family.
at least my generation too. A lot of them are like that.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then the last one was just so super. It was a softball. Who's my celebrity crush?
Oh.
If you listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
you better know it's Bradley Cooper.
Mom.
Yes, Bradley Cooper. We know.
Yeah. So yeah. So that was good. Good job.
Good job, moms and best friends. I think
Y'all
we all
know-
did pretty well. I actually stopped counting. I think Miss Judy beat me, but I don't remember between you two.
I got
Um,
cheerleading.
It's
I
true.
think you were up one. Yeah, because the
Because of the
cheerleading
cheerleading. Although Angela said it doesn't really count.
with an asterisk. Yes.
With an asterisk. So you're the winner.
That was a guilt trip. I
Yeah.
had to remember cheerleading. I was reminded of it for years that we
Really?
Oh, I don't remember that. There were other reasons. I did not want to move. Not, me and
Well-
Jenny, one wanted to move. Jenny was like a junior in high school, so that's never a fun
Yeah.
time to move. but-
That was hard for y'all though to pull up and move at that time, of your life.
But
in
look,
junior high.
look how it worked
It was a
out.
pro.
You
Yeah.
have
it was a
made
good. It was a good move. It was a very good move
Yes.
for our family, but also for us individually. It was a good move.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
it worked out in the end.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, there you go.
Okay.
What do you want
So
to do next, Angela?
now I think they can tell their birth story or
Okay.
our birth story, whatever.
Yeah,
Gonna do that?
yeah. This is great.
As y'all can tell, we're just
We're
we're
winging
just
it over
winging
here.
everything.
Hey,
Everyone.
you had your answers on paper. I'm impressed.
Did.
Angela.
I
She
know.
was very organized.
I kind of am. Now I'm gonna just throw them away.
I wrote notes in my OK Karen notebook.
Oh. So
Fancy. Our merch, just kidding, we don't have merch. Just Angela and I have these books. But they're not for sale.
if we hit 1,000 subscribers, then we'll start doing merch, people. So yeah, that's all I have notes wise. So
Okay, well, let's start with
Who wants
birth
to start?
stories. Who wants
okay,
to
mom
tell it
said
first?
okay. Talk about me.
All right. Okay. So,
Hold on, move the microphone close.
oh
okay.
my gosh.
Okay, go ahead.
Anna, Princess
So,
Anna.
okay. Princess Angela.
Oh yeah, that's right. Princess Angela.
Okay.
Queen Angela.
Good.
Angela was born June the 10th.
Stop. Go. Now continue. Don't say the year. Don't say the year.
The same year as Betsy.
was.
June 10th. That's what we need to know. Let's just get the important facts. Okay.
Well, let me back up a little bit. I was pregnant I had 3 pregnancies that I lost before Angela. And after many prayers and going to a specialist in New Orleans weekly, I finally got pregnant, which that wasn't a problem at the time. It was holding on to the baby. But anyway, got pregnant with Angela, was put on bed rest after about 5 months, at which time my mother-in-law heard that the statue of Our Lady of Fatima was coming to our church. And it was an international statue that visited all around America. And she suggested I go and do a novena to Our Lady of Fatima, which I did. Gary, my husband, took me to the church in my bedroom slippers, and I contribute our little miracle here to the Blessed Mother, because on June the 10th, she was born healthy, and she was born at 7:48 in the morning. She weighed 6:15. Her brother weighed 7:15, by the way, you're a pound apart. But anyway, she weighed 6:15. And when she was born, her pediatrician was at my side because I have a section. And she says to me, Mrs. Darrow, she had a real gruff voice.
Dr. Murphy.
Yes, Dr. Harriet Murphy. We loved her. She said, Mrs. Darrow, you have a beautiful baby girl. And she whisked her off to the nursery and checked her out. And Gary, her daddy, followed behind and gave her her first bottle. And then they took me to my room, and my doctor showed up at my bedside along with her her nurse, her right-hand person, Linda, who is now my sister-in-law. And they brought with them a bottle of pink champagne. And because I had a section, so I had to lay flat for so many hours, they gave me my champagne in a paper cup with a straw. So we celebrated at the bedside.
The pink champagne is the perfect touch, knowing now the person that Angela is.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
really is.
That's right. That's right. So it was a great day. It really was. It was a great day. And all the nurses in the hospital came to see the little Italian black-headed baby, because she had thick black hair. You wouldn't believe it. It was long and thick. And they would wrap her up in those little white hospital blankets, real tight, like a little papoose. And she was just beautiful. And like I said, all the nurses came to see her. So she was the talk of the hospital. And I
She
did
still
bring,
is at her hospital now.
that's right. I brought her.
I like that.
As she got older, she was ahead of her time with a lot of things. And for some reason, her birth certificate's something you keep, you keep it safe and, away from little hands. She got a hold of it and she just started doing her artwork. And so her birth certificate, this is her original birth certificate that I had to pull out for her ball playing and so forth. And
When I had to go get my license, that was fun.
so she
Explaining
signed,
that.
she signed all over it. So I ended up writing to Jackson and getting some other copies. So, but anyway, it's
So that's my birth story.
that is your birth story.
Good
pretty
job,
much.
Mom. Thank you.
Yay.
Yes.
Good
I
job.
haven't heard all those details
Miracle
before.
baby.
I know that is I forgot about I've heard about the statue, but until you said it, I
Right.
had completely forgotten
Right.
actually.
And like I said, my mother-in-law, she's the one that said, please go and, make a visit.
And you drove to New Orleans?
I went to New Orleans every week. I worked at Stennis Space Center, so I was halfway there. All my career, I worked at Stennis. So I went to New Orleans. It was actually New Orleans East, where I had found a specialist. And I had to go every week, and once a week. And I'm telling you, over that Ponchatoula Bridge was not not a pleasant ride, time after time.
Every week until I was born?
No, for the first part of the pregnancy. And then I was put on bed rest. So
For how long?
for up until you were born.
Wow.
So just had to be very, very careful. And then they scheduled a section,
So you chose the day June 10th.
No, the doctor did.
Okay.
Now, when my brother was born,
Now you can choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, when he was born, I got to choose, and he was a section baby only because they said it was better to have
Your section after
right,
section.
right,
Yeah.
correct. So, but I had no problems with him whatsoever. They said it's like your pregnancy straightened up my body or whatever, And
I was just
there was
about to ask that if you had, the same thing, or you didn't have to do bed rest or anything with the. with
no,
your-
nothing with John Benson.
And
It
he's
was-
18 months younger than me. So
Wow.
so it was right close together and not any problems. So
Angela's always been a little extra. She's high maintenance. High maintenance from the time she was in the womb. She's been high
from
Listen.
conception to now.
one of the little gifts that was given to her, she was showered with all kind of gifts and flowers and stuff when she was born. But one of the little gifts was a little tiny white box, and they were little leather white shoes. And the card says "Real Italian Dancing Shoes." I still have those for her today. So
Really?
yes, those have little things like that. They mean a
Aw.
lot.
Yeah.
Good memories. So
That's nice.
yeah. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. I think
All
you're up.
right. Well,
All
Miss
right.
Hess, let's hear about Betsy.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Betsy's our second child. So we thought we knew how this worked. And, we thought we had all the time in the world. We were living in the Chicagoland area at the time, and Jenny was 3.5 when she was born. So living in that area, we made arrangements that Jenny would stay with some friends. So I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and the contractions were about 5 minutes apart. They weren't real strong. So I woke up Cliff, and he said, "Do I have time to shave and shower?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem." So,
5 minutes apart.
but they weren't strong. This is my second go round, Angela. It wasn't that strong.
Now I think they warn people with the second. They're like, when they're 5 minutes apart, come in. With the first, they're like, you got time.
So I said yes. And as soon as I heard him turn on the shower water, had shaved, I was like, holy smoke, that was intense. And they were 3 minutes apart, and they were intense. So he got out of the shower, and we loaded up Jenny in the car and drove 20 minutes away from the hospital to drop her off, and then drove 20 minutes right past our house and another 20 minutes to the hospital. So I warned him on the way. I'm like, you can't, I mean, it's like at this time, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm like, don't stop, Chicagoland area. And I'm like, don't stop for lights. And he's like, are you kidding me? And I said, no, I'm not kidding you. Look, but don't stop.
Keep going.
Wow.
Because the pain is intense. If you even hit a bump, it really, really hurts. And I don't want to deliver the baby in the car. So he was easing through lights. We get there, and hospitals are way different now, but nobody is in the emergency room area. So he runs out and brings a wheelchair out to me and brings me in, and says, my wife's having a baby. And she said, okay, we got her. You go park the car. And I'm sure there was still a little bit of attitude. She's young enough. I was. She don't know what she's talking about. She's not really having the baby. So he goes to move the car out of the parking area, right there by the emergency room door. And we were so excited because we were going to use the birthing center, with Jenny. Cliff took the Lamaze classes, and he got to stand and look in the little window outside of the delivery room because he'd had the classes. So he was going to get to be there, right, with Betsy. So they're like,
Because
okay,
he got to be in the room when I was born, right?
yes, he
Okay.
was in the room with you. So they said, we're just going to check you. And they're just chatting it up. And I'm like, I really feel like I need to push. And they were like, okay. And they were like, you need to go to the birthing room now. And I'm like,
Oh my
that's what I was
goodness.
saying. So the water broke there in the ER, and they got me up to the birthing room, and she said, we're going to call the doctor, just don't push. And I said, I don't think I can stop this. And the doctor made it, but he was there right as the baby, as Betsy was born. Cliff made it also, but his side of the story is he came back in, and there was nobody in the ER. They had all were helping me get to the birthing room, and he's, hello.
Oh,
Tell me where my wife is. So
That's
Betsy
like a movie.
yeah, it is.
Betsy was born 17 minutes after we got to the hospital.
My
On
goodness.
my parents'
Oh, that was
wedding
close.
anniversary, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So on May 6th, she was born at I have to look at the birth certificate.
In the early morning,
Yeah,
right?
like
6
4,
a.m. or 4
yeah,
a.m.,
something like that. And she was a healthy 6-pound, 12-ounce little girl. So that's
Oh.
I know you guys weighed really close to the same.
We
You
did.
did. You sure
Yeah.
did.
And she had the dark hair too. No, there was no Italian blood. It was Native American blood from Cliff's side, but she did have the dark curly hair too.
My babies come out at the last two, and this one has hair too, because I have seen no ultrasound. The last time I went in, the text like, look at all the hair on this kid. I'm like, yeah, with dark hair, and then it lightens up. I mean, my son is blonde now, but dark hair.
But
so
you and Sean have a lot of hair.
we do.
Both of y'all. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And our families
So-
do.
Miss Hess, do you have more to add, or are you done with the story? Because I don't want to interrupt you if you're done. If
No,
you're
I'm
not.
finished.
Okay, so I
She
have
was
a
born on
question.
Mom and Dad's anniversary.
Oh.
Where did y'all get our names? Miss Hess, where did you get Betsy's and then mom, mine?
Betsy was born in May, so we chose Mary and Elizabeth for the visitation. So Mary Elizabeth. Special month
And then
of May.
how did she get Betsy?
Oh, well,
That
we were
wasn't
gonna
really
call
their,
her-
that wasn't their choosing.
That was my, no, that wasn't.
Well,
close-
I could kind of tell with that you just gave out.
Oh, sorry.
Nickname.
We were going to call her Mary Beth. And that's what we did call her. In fact, some of her early pictures has Mary Beth on it.
Oh.
But my dad decided that she was just a little bitsy thing, which the other grandchildren were normal size or larger than
Our
normal
family,
size.
like the Cliff and Sue Hess family, we're pretty small compared to some of the other cousins.
cousins.
Yeah, in mom's family.
And my dad, when we took Betsy down to Southern Illinois, he was like, "Oh no, Mary Beth is that's way too much of a name for too much
too
big of a
long.
name for that little bitty baby. She's just a little bitsy thing. We're just going to call her Betsy." And I'm like,
Which
Oh,
I
so
think is
he-
his generation more of a common,
Yeah.
Right.
nickname for Elizabeth.
there was a,
But it is kind of surprising knowing your dad because he was a very devout Catholic man, and I feel like he would really like the name Mary Elizabeth and Mary Beth. So I'm surprised. That he was
Right.
like, let's go with Betsy,
yeah. So, and it stuck.
But then everybody
So
started.
he started.
So,
That's kind of nice.
yeah, and I like Betsy now. When we moved from Illinois to Mississippi to Jackson, I was 8 and going into 4th grade, not maybe just turned 9, and mom and dad told me, because I'd been Betsy in Illinois, but everybody's new when we moved to Jackson. School is new, nobody knows me, and I remember mom saying, you can go by Mary if you want, or you can go by Mary Beth, or you can go by Elizabeth. You cannot use the name Betsy now if you want. And I was like traumatized. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm Betsy. And she's like, you can still be Betsy if you want. But I was like, I know Mary. Like it was so bizarre to think of
Right.
to identify myself as a different name at that point already, even though I was young. So
But didn't you do that later in life? Like maybe when you went to college, you decided to
no,
go
but
by
in
Mary
college,
more?
it's like, your college professors, how many people are in the classes? I'm not going to tell every college professor, oh, I go by Betsy. Oh, I go by, because it's a name list. Our high
Right.
school is small. So like the teachers all knew you and would use a nickname, even though your given name on the roster was Mary, But in college, I'm like, you're kind of in a sea of people. I'm not going to be like, oh, please call me Betsy in every class. Like,
Right,
just-
Right.
right.
But
but
aren't you?
I just got used to be calling Mary, but there were definitely times in class where they would say Mary, and I thought they were talking to somebody else. I'm just looking at them, and they're like, "Hello." I'm like, "Oh, that's me. I'm Mary." Okay, yeah, like because.
But aren't you glad because down here there's so many double names and Mary's very popular. So I mean, how many either Mary Beths or Mary Ann or Mary,
Lee or Mary Sue or yeah.
right?
No.
There's just so many. Yeah.
What is also interesting, and I told my mom this a couple years ago, and she was like, "What? Your mama?
Yes.
What does she go by? What is her nickname?"
Maybe do it.
My mama is Sue, but
Yeah.
her name is Mary Elizabeth.
Her given name is
Yes.
Mary Elizabeth.
And I
who gave her?
never knew that. I mean, I knew she's always been mama to me. But then I
Right.
did have recollection. Okay, her name is Sue. But then when you told me her real name was Mary Elizabeth and her nickname is Sue, I was like, okay, that is really weird.
Right, because yeah,
Her grandmother named her Sue after she was born. She wanted her named something else, and she said, "Well, I'm going to call her Sue," and that stuff.
yeah.
See, and that's what our family,
Yeah.
that's
That's
what
great.
happened with me.
Yeah.
Now,
Something else.
Betsy is a nickname for Elizabeth, but it's really uncommon. Most people don't even know that. They're like, Betsy's from Elizabeth? I'm like,
Right.
yeah, but it's not very common. But Sue, that's
Sue.
that's
No.
hilarious. These grandparents think they can do whatever they want.
And you know what? They got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were calling, you called my son Michael. You called him Mikey for a long time, which I didn't mind. I was like, I think Mikey's cute. I don't know how he's
He's so
gonna feel about it when he's older, but
But his grandpa's name is Mike also. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's Mikey makes sense.
right.
yeah.
And this Mikey does eat everything.
Yes.
Your Mikey.
Yeah, he does.
Not commercials.
So,
Um,
how
So
we
Miss
got
Judy, yeah, how did Angela get her name?
Well, Gary and I like the name Angela. We just like that name. And also it's a family name in the Darrow, on the Darrow side. My husband's great grandparents came over from Palermo, Sicily, and the great grandmother's name was Angelina. Well, Angela is a derivative of Angelina. So, and we love the name Angela. And her middle name is Marie, and Marie is a derivative of Mary after the Blessed Mother. So put together, Angela Marie, we love the name. So
Very pretty.
that's where she got her name. Mhm.
And I know when I get called Angela Marie, whew, I am in trouble.
Now, some people try to shorten it to Angie, and we quickly turn that around. You
Nix
know?
that.
Yeah. So we like Angela. So,
Yeah.
but it's a family name, and yet it's something that we both liked a lot. So, but we had a boy's name picked out too.
Now, did y'all know I was going to be a girl?
No,
Okay.
we did not know with you or your brother. So we had a boy and a girl's
What
name.
was my boy's name going to be?
Dominic Anthony, because both grandfathers' middle names were Anthony, and you would have been called Nick.
Oh, good.
And we already have two Nicks in the family.
Yeah, we have a lot.
So, yeah.
So, Miss Hess, did you know if she was
No.
going to be a boy or girl? Did
They-
y'all have
not
a
with-
boy?
Ooh. If we did, I don't remember it.
Now, Miss Judy, with all of that you went through bearing Angela in your womb,
Mhm.
all of the trouble you went through, did you ever have an ultrasound?
Oh, plenty of
Okay,
ultrasounds.
but they didn't tell you the sex.
No, they didn't know that.
No,
No.
the amniotesis would have told us the sex. And that's the last thing you have done before you have a section baby, to make sure their lungs are properly developed.
Uh-huh.
And they could have told us, but we said we did not want to know. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I was just
they could,
curious because now,
us.
if you were, pregnant, and that they would be doing ultrasounds right and left, and then, they'd tell you if you wanted to.
Right.
They'd tell you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you can find out at 10 or 11 weeks pregnant if it's
Right.
a girl.
Right.
And most people now
They're having-
do find out.
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
next weekend we go to a gender reveal party. So I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's kind of doing it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had it. You had gender reveal for.
I didn't for my daughter, for my first, but the first, you have a big shower, and I felt like, there was so much happening for the first baby. And then
Right.
second one, I'm like, you were here, Angela was here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about
For
to
the
say,
second
'cause
one.
I helped Jenny read the chromosomes.
Yeah, because Jenny was like, my sister was the one who was going to read the paperwork from the doctor. And after about 5 minutes, she was in our office looking on the email, and she's like, Angela, just make sure I'm reading this right. Because it was very small print.
It
very-
was. And
didn't just
it
say,
was like
"It's a
4
boy."
pages. Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Um,
not easy. So,
So we didn't do a huge thing, but we did, I made cupcakes and filled them with blue and pink. And then we, ate them, and, they were more blue than pink. So it was a boy. And then I got a cake for this one. This one, since we have a girl and a boy, this baby that I'm pregnant with now, I told my husband, we don't really need to find out. It'd be fun to be a surprise. And he was like, If you know my
really?
husband, he wants as much information as possible, as immediately as possible. He's not
Right.
waiting. I got a $10 cake from the grocery store for this. We were camping with the family, and I was like, we'll bring a cake and, and eat the cake with the family, and we'll figure it out. That's when we'll find out. And he's like, we could just read it on the paper. He thought I had the paper in my purse the whole time, but he thought I had given it to the baker. And then so after we ate the cake, I'm
Oh.
like, it's been in my purse for like a week. And he's like, I'm like, he would have read it, I'm sure. He wants to
So
know.
the cake had
everything.
nothing to do with it. It was
That
just the
to
paper.
celebrate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the cake was just, wait, what'd you say?
I said the cake. It wasn't like cut the cake and it's pink or
Had the
blue.
color.
No, it
in
was. It was.
Oh.
There was blue icing.
That's how
in
we
the
found
cake.
out. I
Oh.
got the paper in an envelope from my doctor and went to the baker. They looked at it and then folded it up and gave it back
And
to
then
me.
put it
Oh,
back.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but he thought we didn't have the information. And I didn't tell him I still had the paperwork because it would have driven him crazy. I mean, he's just, why not find out? Why not find out as soon as we can? I'm like, whereas I'm like, we have a girl and a boy. We have everything we need. We could just find out that day when the baby comes out. No. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any more questions, Betsy, for him?
I did a little something, and I don't know if you did this, Angela. I mentioned it to you, but I don't know if you did. I did ways, and you can think of it. I'll go first, and you can think if there's any for you,
Okay.
ways that I have become like my mother.
Oh.
Oh, we did have one more discussion. I'll do this, and then we can do. I had another topic to discuss. Ways I have become like my mother. Are you ready?
No.
Have you been thinking about this?
Oh yeah, for all of 3 seconds.
Okay, so the first one is everything is too loud. The TV is too loud. The radio in the car is like needs to be half the volume that it used to be when I was younger.
I don't think that's
Everything is loud. I mean, we're at a restaurant and I'm like, why is the music so loud? I'm trying to talk to people. And I'm like, I've become my mother. That is something.
You're becoming your
mom.
mom.
Like, Mom, the music's not too loud. And she's like, turn it down. It's always too loud. So yes, so everything is too loud for me now. So that is like my mom.
That's funny.
Another thing is that grocery shopping and shopping in general. There are times I'm like, I'm not going to the grocery store. I'm not going to the grocery store Saturday at 3 p.m. Whatever it is, it can wait. I will call my mom or my sister and go get something from their house before I'm going to go to the grocery store.
my God.
I will go at like random times, especially if you bring the kids. I'm like, no, we're going at 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning because there's nobody there. Or I will do curbside pickup, but I do not want to be in Walmart at 8 p.m. on a Friday night.
Oh yeah.
It's a headache and there's people everywhere. And that's something I got from her that I'm like, I'm not going to put up with that. No, we'll cook something else for dinner. If I need something, we'll just switch it up because I don't want to go to the store. So that's one. And then the last one is that I cannot sleep in. Now, this has always been an issue for me, but now it's like, I can't sleep in. It's like, even if I stay up until 2 a.m, this, Angela, I'm like, well, I'll be up at 6:30 or 7. And people are like, why don't you sleep in? I'm like, that doesn't work for me. I can't sleep in. I can't do it. So yeah, no, I can't take naps in the afternoon. So that's a blessing. But yeah, I cannot sleep in. And that's always been her. I don't get up as early as she does, thank God. But I feel like it may be.
I know it's
I hope your children pay you back, like for what you guys used to do when we traveled from Mississippi to Illinois. It was always a huge discussion the night before. And I'm like, okay, we're leaving tomorrow morning at 4:00 a.m. It's an 8-hour drive,
We do that with our kids.
You're just gonna, all you have to do is go to the bathroom and get in the car and go back to sleep. You can do this.
Right.
And you're high. So I, of course, would not sleep until 3:30. When the alarm went off, I'd be up early. I'm like waking him up and he's like, yeah, let's go. These kids would say,
you said
4.
You
said 4.
It's 3:15.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go right now.
Or it's 3:50.
I'll be in the car at 4.
At 4:00. You said 4:00. We want to sleep. And I'm like, the light's on, you're not sleeping. We're not getting in the car.
That is a lot. You have to admit that's a lot to ask teenagers to be in a car at 4
to go back to sleep.
Still.
Yeah.
Go back to
I
sleep.
can't go back to sleep. We've discussed this. So Angela, have you thought, or do you need more time?
So yeah, in the 2 minutes that I've had to think about it.
Well, we can talk. I have something else to talk about if you want more time.
I do have something. So let me say it because I don't have it written down.
Okay.
What would that be?
Well, one, I look like you.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
You
like
get
all
recognized everywhere, right?
Yes, all the time. Yeah.
They stop me all
Yeah.
on the streets. Are you Judy Papinia's daughter?
Right.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
And remember when we were in Atlanta airport and a lady stopped us?
No,
Because
really?
she was coming back. She was going.
She went to high school with your mom, right?
Yeah, she went to high school. Yes.
Yeah.
And she was going to Gulfport and I was getting off the flight and she stopped me and said, are you Judy Papinia's And Betsy was like, are you kidding me? We're in a different state.
Well, and it's mind blowing to me because I don't look a lot like my mom or my dad specifically, but me and my sister and my brother look a lot alike. The
Right.
three of us. Like I would
Yeah.
always get, are you Jenny's sister? Are you related to Chris? Like you could see the family resemblance between the three of
Right.
us.
Yeah.
But no one has ever said, oh, you must be Sue's daughter. No, never. We both
And
have
I've gotten that.
That's
I
it.
mean,
That's what it is.
one lady told me on the street and walked off, and I was like, oh, what's your name? I'll tell my mom. Like, you don't even want to tell me your name?
Well, we've lived here all of our lives,
Yeah.
so we know
Yes.
a lot of people too,
Right.
you know, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's for one thing is the looking alike. And then the second, I would say the sweet tooth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and now it's funny because Georgia, my brother's daughter, is like us. She
loves her sweets
does.
just like we do.
9:00 in the morning, she's like, Annie, can I have a piece of cake? And mom's like, no, you have to eat breakfast. I'm like, sure. Yes.
I understand you.
Yeah. But it is, and it's just I get it from you and
Well, the
mama.
family,
Yeah.
the family, we have always had a sweet tooth. My brothers, my sister, after we eat, we like to have something sweet.
We do. You
Mhm.
My
know.
dad's
So-
family is that
Mhm.
way. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're like salty and I'm sweet with our food, not our personality. Sometimes we're like
Sure.
that too.
As Angela likes to say, this podcast is no politics, no COVID. And then she's like, it's a ray of sunshine. And I'm
ray of-
like, and Betsy.
Oh.
We always joke around like that. So I was gonna ask the moms what the favorite stage of raising Betsy and Angela, like what age was it a fun or enjoyable or memorable stage that you just really loved your daughter at this age? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. That's a hard question to pinpoint just a certain age though.
Well, because I know for my mom, it's not going to be junior high or high school. That's like, it's any other time probably. But
You
those-
had a lot more attitude than I did. You did.
That's true. But you were friends with me. So what did that say about
I
you?
know.
So what do you think? What was a fun
What do you think,
time?
Ted? I'll let mom sit on it for a second. Think.
Betsy was, and I know Angela, you didn't know her then, but as a small child, like in her early years of school, she was very, very sweet and loving. Her allowance that she used to get, she would stop at, it was Jitney Jungle in Jackson. She would stop at the Jitney Jungle and buy a long stem rose for me and some chocolate raisins for dad.
sweet.
Some kind of
Cliff.
chocolate bar.
That's what she would spend her money on. Of course,
Just randomly to give my parents presents.
and of
Oh,
course, her older sister and younger brother just really, really enjoyed because they got off the bus and walked from Jitney to the house. So she's stopping at Jitney and going in, and they're probably spending their allowance on candy for themselves.
Well, I'm sure my older sister was like, "You suck up."
yeah. So
That
was a fun time, and then the move. But when we did move to Jackson, was not fun. Betsy was not happy when we moved from Illinois in fourth. She was going into fourth grade
I remember I wrote you a letter that said the day I turn 18, I'm moving back to Illinois.
with the Bowers.
And this is the worst thing.
oh.
Yeah.
So
Then you
Jenny
get your
came to
visit.
me about 2 or 3 weeks into school and said, "You have a problem because Betsy won't make friends with anybody."
Because I wasn't staying there.
She wasn't staying there, so she
Aw.
wasn't making friends. She
You
wasn't speaking to the girls.
Determined.
People asked to sit with her on the school bus, and she wouldn't even respond to them. So that was kind of a tough time. Not as tough as, I guess that was prep for junior high and high school, but then it got fun again, probably about halfway through college, or maybe after
I
college.
would say after college, we entered into a different time.
She
of,
was
like,
an adult. She
Yeah.
was an adult, so
There wasn't as much headbutting with stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Became
we were-
like more friends than at
Yes.
that point.
right.
it's
You know,
developed
Yeah.
into a different
It-
type of relationship.
that was a
Yeah.
really special time. It was really nice when we moved to Texas and she was teaching, and I'd get a call. I had a tough day at school. You want to go to the beach with me? So a couple times a week she'd pick me up at 3:30, quarter to 4, and we'd
Yeah.
go to the beach. So that was a really, really fun time. And then when she gave us grandchildren, that was a really, really,
Let's be
really
honest.
special
Now
time.
it's so they can see the grandkids more.
Now,
Yeah.
having
It has
said
not-
that, she did accuse me when Jenny had her children first, started us being grandparents. And Betsy did tell me when she was doing mission work, all I have to do is get pregnant. All I have to do is have a kid. It doesn't really matter if I have a husband. If I just have a kid, I know I'll be as important as Jenny all of a sudden. So she was being, I think
Was
she
I
was
wrong?
joking. I think I'm going to say she was
seem like
joking.
it.
But I think
No, we like to
so
joke
early-
around about that because also the year I gave a kidney was the year that Jenny got married, like 2 months later. And Jenny was like, "Really, Betsy?" Because at the wedding, people are like
You were
asking,
showing
like,
up.
"How are you, Betsy? Like, can it, like, is it okay to hug you?" And they're like, "How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling?" Like everyone's talking to me, and I'm like, "What? What are you trying? Oh, yeah. No, I'm good." Like,
Yeah.
but Jenny was like, "Really? You trying to get attention? You gave a kidney just to get attention?"
That
So,
kidney
favorite-
come in handy.
Yeah, Angela uses it too, or she used
When
to.
there was at our class reunion, because we had our class reunion and then she was going to give the kidney like a month later. So I told her, I said, if there's a lull in conversation,
Oh
I'm
no.
I'm bringing it up. Betsy's giving a kidney next month. And I did use it several times.
Oh, gosh.
So when Betsy was young and like early elementary school and then after college.
There's a lot of years in between.
That's a lot. Mom, have you thought any more?
Well, I've got precious, precious memories of you being a little girl. Okay. Putting on my high heels, walking around the house, clanking on the floor. I know one time I was taking care of her baby brother and walked into the den. I noticed that she was awfully, awfully quiet. And I looked over and she was sitting in her daddy's recliner and she was covered in Vaseline. She had gotten the Vaseline jar and rubbed it all over her body. Her clothes, her hands, her feet, her little face was just shining, looking at me with her smile.
I bet that was tough to get off.
Your first facial.
Oh, I know. And just so many, many good memories of when she was little like that. Now, when she was 3, she had open heart surgery at Osher's. She was born with an atrium septal defect, which is a hole in the upper chambers of your heart. And it was a one-time surgery. They closed it up. But my mother my mom sewed everything for us growing up. So whenever Angela came along and the girls in the family, she sewed their Easter dresses and things like that.
Mhm.
When we went to Osher's to have her surgery, she made her the cutest little bitty robe. And we would walk down the hall and she'd have her little robe on. And we walked down the hall after her surgery so she could get her little exercise. And everybody was just, I remember one lady asking me, "Oh, she's so precious. What did she have?" And I said, "She had open heart surgery." And the lady was really taken aback because of the open heart surgery, of course, is very, very, it's very dangerous for one thing.
Right. And it was
she
in the
did
early
fine.
80s. So
Mhm.
But anyway, little things like that. I remember her growing up, and Angela was always a light in the family. Though she was a shining. Oh, you really were. And
I like this episode.
Sorry, Betsy.
At least I know it. At least I'm like junior high to high school. Like no.
well,
It
it's
was challenging. It was challenging.
things did get tougher, huh? So as they grew up, But I do. I have real good memories of her and her brother both growing up. Us taking them to the Audubon Zoo, and her little brother was in the stroller in his little green
This isn't about John.
green overalls, and she would push him around.
See?
Push 'em
And what about
around.
you,
Anyway.
Angela?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just there's not just one age group that I could pinpoint. It's just it was just a lot of,
And now
a lot of good
we
memories.
just live across the street from each other.
Yeah,
So
we have my sister's 6 doors down. Her daughter's on the other side. My mom's with me. my 92-year-old mother.
Yeah.
And then Angela's here, my son's here. So we,
Another
it's-
cousin
we
is
have a-
here with
yeah.
her daughters. Yeah.
So we have a nice, we almost have like a compound here. So anyway,
Well, good.
yeah.
Okay, Betsy, any other questions?
No, that was it. That was the last one.
I
Yeah.
think that's all I had too. I don't think I can think. Y'all have anything else to add about us?
Well, we love y'all. And we thank y'all for bringing us on for Mother's Day, but this is it, huh, Sue?
It is. I just want to thank you girls for keeping up your friendship, because one of the best things, your middle school and high school years were tough. They really were
Between us.
but your friends that you made in middle school and high school, I knew Betsy was with a good group of really, really good girls. And
Right.
we're
And I
going
knew
to keep her
Was too. That's
Yeah.
right.
guide and lead her. And so I want to thank you for that, because Angela's like one of the family, Angela and Teresa.
And the same with Betsy
Yeah.
too.
you know?
Yeah.
And thanks for that.
Yeah.
So they were really good years, even though you and I had some challenges.
Yeah. And my attitude was mostly towards the parents, not with the friends were great.
No, not with the friends at all.
But we've talked about that before too, that we were very blessed in high school to have really good
Right.
friends, and not everybody gets that.
Nope.
So
Yeah.
long lasting friendships.
Right. Very, very lucky and fortunate.
Mhm.
I mean,
So-
Angela's the godmother to my first child.
That's right. There you
So-
go. And I don't have any kids, so
I have many godchildren. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You're building up
Yes.
your godchildren.
that's
And
right.
Sweet little Claire.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, I think that's it. I hope everybody has a great Mother's Day today,
Thank
or had a
you.
great Mother's
Thank
Day.
you,
if
Betsy.
Yes.
Thank you, Sue.
Yes. So
It was
thank
good to
y'all.
see you.
Yes. Thank y'all for coming on.
You're welcome.
Y'all did
We
good.
enjoyed it.
Y'all did very, very
Okay,
good.
y'all take care.
I
All
think we
right.
should do a different sign off tonight.
I think we should too.
Good night, Mom. Love you.
Aw.
Good night, Mom.
night,
Love you.
Betsy. Love you.
Bye,
Oh.
y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye,
See
y'all.
y'all.